Right. So 𝐼𝐼𝐻 is so excited to bring together this highly diverse and professional representatives from the ecosystem of science and technology in Hong Kong. So let me introduce our panels today. So we have Dr. 𝐿eigh-George Lam, BBS, Mr. Wilson Chen, Mr. Michael Ho, and Professor Jianghua Zhang here with us today. And welcome so much and good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Before diving into our discussion, let me take a moment to introduce our panels. So first of all, we have Dr. 𝐿eigh-George Lam, BBS, and he's the chairman of Hong Kong Cyberport Management Company Limited, with years of experience in senior roles in different multinational companies. So welcome, Dr. Lam. Welcome. Then we have Mr. Wilson Chen, and he is currently the Associate Director of Partnerships from Hong Kong Science and Technology Parks Corporation. And Science Park is one of the key players in our ecosystem. Welcome, Wilson.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Then we have Mr. Michael Ho. So Michael is a director from OurCrowd, and OurCrowd is actually quoted as Israel's most active venture capital fund. And welcome, Michael.
Hi, everyone.
Then we have Professor Jianghua Zhang, who is a professor of plant biology and Associate Vice President of Global Research Collaboration from Hong Kong Baptist University, and he's a leading scientist in the field of biotechnology. Welcome so much, Professor Zhang.
Thanks, yes.
And thank you all so much for joining us today and taking the time to have a discussion about the ecosystem, and also how do we see the deep tech development in Hong Kong. So you see the deep tech development and future usually come hand in hand with the progress of scientific research and advanced R&D. But we all know that the journey of technology transfer could be pretty challenging at times. For example, when 𝐼𝐻 was meeting our partners, for example, from different universities, we found that there are many patents or IPs actually sitting in the laboratories, which are backed by top researchers and technology and waiting to be unlocked. So it seems like to us, there's always quite a great challenge or leap when it comes to commercializing researches. So this is questions for Dr. Lam and Professor Zhang. It will be great if you can share with us what the key challenge in terms of scientific research, technology transfer, and then take these deep tech startups forward is. And may I welcome Dr. Lam, please.
Thank you. I'm sure Professor Zhang will be, very comprehensive in his response to this important question. But from the private sector and for society at large, I like to say that this is a great question. Hong Kong has all the ingredients for doing better, for sure. I just like to cite a few challenges. One is really this supply of smart money and risk capital. We need to make Hong Kong truly the tech investment mega hub for the world, not just for the Greater Bay Area. Because in SciTech, is global, is borderless, and Hong Kong's unique challenge also lies in its edge, that is its global nature. So English is our working language, and we are a free port and under one country, two systems. I think the best talents from around the world would love to come here with their family as well. So, and SciTech is a long-term journey. We need to engage not just the talent, but the family. So I think the challenge here is how to have a holistic strategy or approach to bringing the best talents from around the world and their family here in Hong Kong. And at Hong Kong, this super hub, we are already into China and Greater Bay Area, because if you take the high-speed rail link from West Kowloon, after 14 minutes, 1-4, around that time, you'll be in Shenzhen, in Futian station. So you are serving the whole Greater Bay Area ecosystem as well. And we are at the doorstep of the ASEAN region, which is 10 countries in Southeast Asia. Perfect. And Hong Kong is applying for entry into the RCEP, Regional Economic Comprehensive Economic Partnership, currently involving 15 economies, the very best in the world. Yeah, so we are well positioned, but we have to fix this problem, how to make these top caliber people and their family, feel at home. And that involves not just the hardware, it's the total, it's a system engineering solution that is called for. In Chinese, we call it 安居乐业. We have to attract, but retain, and make the best out of, the talent and Hong Kong, So I think that's a governance issue, policy issue as well. We need to fix. Another is really the talent and money. They are mirror images. But I think we need to invest more in universities. We cannot take the shortcut. We need to invest more on the current strength that we have in basic sciences. And because that's the foundation. You want to build a very good building, you need to, first thing first, build a strong foundation. So this investment is critical. Is truly investment, is strategic investment. It's something that we cannot take for granted. I know the Hong Kong government has been doing much more, towards this innovation and technology direction. For example, over the past 4 years or so, the Hong Kong government has already invested more than 130 billion Hong Kong dollars. So, and it's tremendous. For example, in Cyberport, our 1,700 tech companies and startups have attracted 27 billion Hong Kong dollars as well of outside investment. And for our fund, Cyberport Macro Fund, we have invested in 23 companies. For every dollar we put in, we can attract another, the ratio is 1/8. So $8 in total coming into the ecosystem. So I think we need to invest more in our universities. And lastly, which is part of the first point I make, is how do you make the top talents, the professors, the graduate students, embracing innovation, entrepreneurship, and technology transfer, commercialization, and social impact, and all that. And that is, we have to think about the entire incentive system to motivate our top minds to do more in entrepreneurial area and to commercialize their findings, their research, and don't look at it as something that they should not do, and build barriers, towards commercialization and tech investment. I think the best professors and graduate students are ideal to become the best tech entrepreneurs. Silicon Valley is one example, in its heydays, in its old days. Talking about Silicon Valley, I like to raise another challenge for Hong Kong, and that is Hong Kong's strength is also our challenge, and that is we have to remain open, embracing, inclusive, global, and we should go for the top standard. In the old days, when Silicon Valley was the only game in town around the world, you could see people from China, from Hong Kong, from Taiwan, from Singapore, from Eastern Europe, from Russia, from everywhere, India, coming to Silicon Valley freely, build their businesses there. Talent, we got to be the most global, among super tech hubs around the world. And how do we do that? We have all the ingredients for success. And we have a lot of good chefs and cooks and kitchen help and everybody here, we just need to act together. Yeah, we need to act, and it's now, cannot wait. So these are just a few of the challenges in front of us. Yeah, I just want to 抛砖引玉. I look forward to Professor Jiang's points.
Yes, that's awesome, Dr. Lam. I totally echo with what you were talking about in terms of like talents, infrastructure, as well as the spirit of entrepreneurship. And I totally agree. I mean, to be honest, like I am always very into tech, but not until I took this job as a strategy and project director, actually like running around in the market, talking to academics, and talking to different like people from VCs, talent investors. And actually, I do think we have a lot of like good stories here, but it's just a matter of how do we convey that story? How do we then attract them and then keep people here? And I would love to hear more from Professor Jiang, like from a really first-hand perspective as a researcher in Hong Kong. How do you see, like when it comes to commercializing, developing, researching and developing the tech, and then, to the point that we can actually commercialize it? And what's the main challenges here right now?
Yes, yeah. And thanks to them, give us such exciting news and also ideas. I indeed agree with you. Hong Kong has great potential to encourage and also incubate these such innovative technologies. And we have people, we have good systems, we're sitting in a good location. And China is bigger economy, it's a booming economy, but a huge potential world market, China market for such innovative technology and its knowledge transfer pumping into industries. Indeed, I agree totally. I'm pretty excited to see this. Over the last few years, Hong Kong government has been lots of money. We are in university, we are actually in a way under enormous pressure to encourage such innovative technology development and research, of course. And we feel pressure. We also can see such huge expectation from society, from industry, from public, from government to do more, to do better. However, I should say, over the years, we have not been so innovatively to translate our research into technology, into the products, into the industry. It is a pain really to us. As Yang said very earlier, we have lots of patents, lots of technologies sitting in the patents, sitting in the papers, and not into realization of their potentials. So what's the problem over the years? And I must say, in recently, universities all over Hong Kong has been discussed this for some details. And we, as HKBU Baptist University, for example, we actually have set up specific institute, recruiting people, especially help our researchers how to translate their research, their technologies research into real things. And it is very much in the beginning. And we are trying to find all the ways to do that. For example, one initiatives we are trying to do is we encourage our researchers, professors to go outside, not just stay in your laboratories, go out You can go out to other universities, have collaborative research. Also, you go out to the industries to understand what exactly the industries need, what exactly the market needs, what is the problem the market has, or what is the problem the industries have. So we are encouraging our researchers going out, encourage such collaboration. You can see my post has got a title, Global Research Collaboration. That means we are not limited. We're not limited in Hong Kong. We just go out. By scale, HKBU is relatively small liberal arts university. We claim ourselves is, and even our largest university in Hong Kong, like Chinese UST, Hong Kong UST, they are relatively still small. Each research direction, you may have found a few people working on it. But if you go collaboration, go outside, you found there's no limit. The manpower is there, the technology expertise are there. If you can make use their expertise, also your effort and your expertise, you can make lots of things unimaginable happen. So things are lots of opportunities. That's something we are pushing very hard at the moment. And again, we need some time. We need to recruit more academics, and also we need to tell them the evaluation system, the assessment system are different from we had before. For example, the UGC has been promoted with what we call impact research. The impact means outside your academia. Impact means the results, influence you can make to the society, to the economy, to the advancement in social society, social lives. So this is impact research, and government has been putting lots of money and also try to encourage us to do that. But still, we need some time to do it, because over the years, the old evaluation system, looking at the papers, whether you are published good papers with high citation, we are in good in top journals. That is true. We still need that. As a university, we still need to do that, because the university is a place to create knowledge. But we still should not forget, we have expectation from society, from people, from public, that we need to help the society to develop our niche. And as we said, Hong Kong, we have such a potential to do more. Why our university sitting there not put our efforts in it and try to make a difference? So that's something I believe we are pushing to. And I'm pretty optimistic. In a few years, we will see lots of such good things will happen. And we will see universities are changing. And we are doing more and more to encourage knowledge transfer and also very useful technology, not just the technology sitting on the patents and sitting there, nobody uses it. We need to doing research that can be adopted, quickly used by the industry. That's something we are pushing to. Thank you, Yan, and thank you, Georgie.
That's awesome, Professor Zhang, and totally echo. And you're so great, like, because I was just asking about key challenges, and you also proposed, the current actions as well as the plans and suggestions how we can potentially like make it better. And definitely, I echo so much with the better collaboration, because you as an individual, of course, we can achieve a lot, but personally, I also believe that you can achieve even more if you have a team and everyone is good at different things. And I think this is also one thing that 𝐼𝐼 is actually very passionate about, is being, the bridge and bring people together and encourage collaborations. And personally, I think ideally is to create the culture of technology transfer, how we bring the science from the lab to the real life. And I think especially, these days we have a lot of challenges from many different ends as a human being. And I personally really believe there is so much can be achieved. and can be done with this technology transfer process. And I feel, despite the challenge, I think like Dr. Lam and Professor Jiang, like you guys said, because there are challenges, but these also presented really unprecedented opportunity so that we can have next level innovation and engineering. And I think especially Hong Kong is relatively still young in this SciTech journey. I think we just need to keep our head down, keep doing it and keep pushing it. And 𝐼𝐼 will be very thrilled to be part of the process, part of the journey, and just keep doing it.